Hello, everyone. This is Commissioner Kelly Avery coming to you live with our first triple threat takeover podcast, talking all basketball, whether it's SIBA, or Fake College Basketball Association, soon to be coming. We have it all here on Triple T. And so today's podcast is just a test to see how everything goes. But we're talking about 2034 SIBA Free Agency. And so far, we have had 3 Sims and we've had a number of signings. Our first signing was Adam Leach, small forward. He signed with the Dallas Riders on the 17th. And then Jacksonville had the second signing of Scott Phillips, one of the added college eligible draft players that didn't make the draft, and they signed him on the 19th. And then the third signing was probably one of the most important signings, especially for the LA Mamba, was Hollywood Rob. He was signed on the 21st. And now we get into today's sim. We seen on the 22nd that John McWilliams signed a offer sheet to the New Jersey Hoops. OKC has 3 days to match. And we're looking at the numbers and we're tallying the numbers. We see that basically McWilliams is making $45 million a year. And if OKC matches, that would put them in the second apron. So they would need to make some moves to be able to get back below the second apron, but we're talking like 20 plus million in the second apron. So Coach GMQ has a lot of decisions to make. And then they also re-signed Gilbert Dollar as well on the 23rd. And then Jacksonville, sneaky once again, signed the second college eligible draft player that didn't make the draft, Trayvon Woods, to a nice 4-year, $5 million contract. So those are the sightings that we had so far. But now we're going to get into some of the better free agents that are left in this free agency. But first, we're going to look at who's asking for what. And as we see that Alvin Robinson and Jean-Marie Villanueva are both asking for $65 million per year. That is really steep. And then Adebisi is asking for 63. Albert Young is asking for 60 million. And Barry Burns and Corey Newby and Alex Weathers and Kerry Bowman are all asking for 59 million per year. And then we get down to PJ Orr, John Walker, and Tyrell Deal. They're asking for 54 million per year. George Henderson and Will Gittins are asking for 52 million per year. Those are just rumors, amounts that they're asking for via league sources. And so those are all the players that are asking for more than 50 million. And so now we're going to get into who the league think is the best free agents that are left in free agency for this year. We see that the only 5-star that's left is Adebisi Abigar. And right now, it looks like Toronto is the favorite. He averaged 17 points last season, 5 assists, and almost 10 rebounds. We know that he is 33 years old. He still has some tread on those tires. And he can come into any organization and help that team. Not only help them, but if it's a contender, possibly get them over the hump to be able to compete for a championship. We see that he has won 2 titles, so he has that veteran leadership, and his personality is a champion. So we know that sometimes they can be difficult. The next person on the list is Villanueva, a small forward. Right now, he's favoring OKC. He averaged 25 points a game, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, and 1.6 steals. He's 31 years old, 12-year veteran. He's won 2 titles as well. And he has some tread left on his tires as well. We know that he's a bucket getter, and so he's going to put the ball in the basket. He can help defensively too. He may not be a shutdown small forward, but definitely a team defensive guy. And so he could come in and help a contender as well too, to be able to compete for that title. The next person is Albert Young, who's also favoring Toronto. And I'm sorry, the first 2 don't have any bird rights on them, and neither does Albert Young. He's favoring Toronto as well. And as we see his player types, he's a bucket getter, but he's also a playmaker. And as we see from his stats, he's averaging 17 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. Defensively, he's not going to be a stopper, but he's serviceable. He may be able to guard the third or best offensive option on the other team, but his court IQ is unmatched. And so he's 33. He can also come in and help a team be able to compete for a championship. He just came off of winning a championship with Phoenix, and he has won 3 titles. So he also offers that championship experience. And his personality is a planner. And for the most part, planners get along with everyone. And so the next person, as you have been reading in the rumor mill, John Walker. LA has bird rights, so they can offer him a 5-year contract. Also, he's favoring LA as well. But John Walker's averaging 9.5, 2 assists, 8 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1.6 blocks. He's 27 years old, so he's right in his prime. And as you look at his numbers are incredible. They're really good. And his player type, he's a cleanup artist. So that means he should be able to grab every rebound off the board on the offense and the defensive side. Plus, he's a 96 in blocks. But the one thing that holds Walker back and has always held him back in his 9-year career is his discipline. He gets in foul trouble, and then he breaks down the offense on the offensive end as well. So if you're signing him, he will help your team, but he's also at sometimes may hinder your team as well too. But he is definitely a good get for any team that's looking for a center that can occupy the paint. The next person is PJ Orr. He has bird rights by Montreal Argonauts, but he's favoring Toronto. And as we look on this board, we're going to see, and I'll get to it later before we end the podcast, to show how the game works as far as who the players view as their favorites. But we see that PJ Orr is averaging 18.5 points a game, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. And he is a bucket getter, but he's also a defender as well. And as we see his stats, he is a shooting guard, but in a pinch, he can play point guard. And he also can play small forward at that 6'5" height with that 201 frame. And his discipline and court IQ leads to good leadership. He's been at Montreal his whole career. I'm pretty sure Montreal is going to try to re-sign him. Like I said, they have bird rights, so that means that they can give him a 5-year deal. more so than any other team can offer. His personality is a planner, so we know that planners get along with pretty much every other personality type. Okay, and so Tyrell Deal, he's interesting. I'm sorry, let me go back to the other screen. He's interesting. His bird rights go to Montreal. He's kind of like Walker. The numbers are very similar. He passes the ball pretty well for a center. And he averages about the same blocks. He is also looking at Toronto. But this is my dilemma with Tyrell Deal. You look at his numbers, his scoring, clutch scoring, his ball handling is decent for a center. Rebounds are good. He draws fouls. Defense is good. Discipline is decent. Court IQ is great. I don't know what I'm missing. I'm missing something because he should be averaging more points than 9 points a game. And I can't put my finger on it. I love Deal. I do. I love him as a center. He's 26 years old. So he's still just beginning his prime stages. So hopefully, GM Brittany, if she decides to re-sign him, can figure out how to get him to score more because he does everything else well. The next person, as we know, he has a sign with New Jersey on an offer sheet. I love McWilliams. I think he's actually a really good center. Sorry, he has the bird rights from OKC. He favors OKC, but he signed that offer with the Hoops. But he only averages 6 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds, 1.8 blocks. And so as we look at his stats, his scoring is a little bit low and his clutch scoring is low, but he's 99 inside scoring, 97 offensive rebounds, 92 defense, and 83 shot blocks. His discipline is 63. He's only 25 years old. He has the potential, and then he actually has a half a star left to improve. He has the potential to be really one of the really, really good centers in our league. He just needs that GM or that coach to get him in the right position so he can excel. We don't know if that's going to be New Jersey or OKC. We're waiting to find out. And then our next person is DJ Dang. He has bird rights from San Diego Captains. He averaged 24 points, 1 assist, 8 rebounds, and 1 block a game. He also favors Toronto. He's a restricted free agent. So I know that San Diego would love to re-sign him back. As you see, his inside shooting is 100. And his scoring is 73. Rebounding is up there on both offense and defense. He could draw more fouls. His defense is 79. His discipline is decent. I would love to have his discipline a little bit higher because that would actually probably increase his scoring a little bit more as well, too. I like Dang. He's only 24 years old. So San Diego has some work to do to get him to re-sign at a decent contract. But whoever gets Dang is going to get a really good center. And then he's an architect. I can't remember what their personality and who they get along with and who they don't. But still, he's a really, really good center. And so that's some of the top players that are left in the free agents. But there are some hidden gems that are left. And as we look at this screen, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 restricted free agents that's out there waiting for their teams to claim their rights and to either re-sign them or make a deal to move them to another team or whatever. We see some really good names. We see Mookie Whitelaw, Boogie Douglas, Brian Vaca, Thaddeus Smiley. I love Thaddeus Smiley. I wish I could make a deal with Van to bring him to KC. I just don't have the money to finagle, and I'm not willing to give up players to bring him in. So I don't love him that much then. But there's still some really good players left. And I know a lot of people focus on the overall, the stars, but there are some good 2-star players, 2.5-star players that could be starters in the league that are really good to help a team. But like I was speaking earlier, talking about the teams that are favorite, we're going to look at this. So as we look, the game puts a high interest on teams that has the most money. So as we look up here at the top, we see Phoenix, we see Toronto, we see Indiana, we see Chicago, and we see Miami and Detroit and New Jersey. All those teams are over 50 million over the cap. So as we go down this list, you will see how it shapes up some of the top players in free agency. So right now we see one team for Calgary. I mean, one player for Calgary, sorry. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 teams for Detroit. I mean, 4 players for Detroit. And then Indiana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Indiana. 1 for New Jersey. For Jacksonville. And as we scroll down, you have 2 for Kansas City, 3 for LA, 1 for Miami, 1 for Montreal, 1 for New Jersey, 1 for New Orleans, 2 for OKC, 1 for Philly. And now as we look, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. And I'm not even going to count them all. You look down and you see, look at all these players that want to go to Phoenix. And then the rest of the players are all Toronto. So we always say money talks, bad information walks. That's the deal in SIBA. If you have cap space, players want to come to your team, but that doesn't mean that you're going to sign them. If someone comes with a decent offer for that player, he may just up and sign with that team. So if you don't have a lot of cap space, don't shy away from a player just because they favor another team. Put your bid in. You may be surprised, and he may sign with you. So as we are waiting to get down to the last couple of days of free agency, let me check. I think it's 2 more sims. So we have free agency. So we're on the 25th. We have 3 more sims. 3 more sims for free agency. So we have Monday, Wednesday, Friday of next week. So over the weekend, get your strategy in, make your plans, make the right decisions to bring in the right moves to help you get over the top. And possibly your team can be the next 2034 SIBA champion. Commissioner Kelly Avery signing out.